Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Simon and I make videos to help traders cut the noise, build discipline and actually improve without the hype. Now today, I want to show you two trades that I took recently, CADJPY and EURGBP. Both winners, but the lessons behind them are very, very different. See, one was clean and smooth, the kind of trade where you enter and it just works, and the other wasn't so kind. Price dropped close to my stop loss and tested the kind of situation that trips up most traders, especially new ones. And here's the important part. The reason I could sit calmly through that second trade, it wasn't luck and it wasn't willpower either. It was data, it was my journal. Because if I hadn't logged this setup hundreds of times, I wouldn't have had the confidence to leave it alone. I'd have done what most traders do, fiddle with it, close it early, move my stop, and absolutely sabotage myself. But because I've got the data, I know the probabilities, I know the nuances, and that's what gave me the confidence to trust the process. So let's dive in. Okay, so what we're taking a look at now is CADJPY, the clean trade. So here is CADJPY. This trade was as straightforward as I come. I waited for my setup, price came into my area and I executed, and price went straight in my favor. Hardly any heat, straight to the target. So you see price retrace, hits my entry, nice clean trade. This was all on the 30-minute time frame. As you can see up here, the 30-minute time frame. And that's important because on higher time frames, you're not focusing on trades every 5 minutes. You're planning, you're waiting, and you're letting the market come to you, as you can see with CADJPY with this price action here. So when you've got evidence that it works, there is no hesitation. You don't second guess, you just execute. And if you compare that to most traders, they treat trading like Tinder. Swipe, 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 hoping one will work out. I'd just rather wait for the perfect setup that I know has history behind it. Now let's switch to EURGBP. You can see that I entered this trade as planned, but almost straight after, price dropped and came very close to my stop loss, as you can see here. Now this is the point where most traders lose their heads. You know the feeling. You're watching the red on screen and your brain starts throwing out ideas. Close it early before you lose more. Maybe widen your stop loss just to give it room. This one's doomed, get out now. That's fear talking, and if I hadn't have done the work, I would have listened to that voice in my head. But here's the difference. Instead of panicking, I trusted the process, not because I'm superhumanly patient, but because my journal told me that I should. So as you can see on EURGBP, price came in, we go into a little bit of drawdown, and that's absolutely fine. But because of my data in my journal, I'm happy to let the trade run. So what I would like to do is give you an example of a journal of mine, a recent completed journal, and you can see exactly what I mean. So this is what I mean. Every trade I take gets logged. Before and after screenshots, time frame, results, wins, losses, everything. So as you can see here, I've got the date that I placed a trade, I've got the currency pair that I'm trading, whether I'm buying or selling. I have a before screenshot, so before price hits my entry, showing the complete setup. The time frame, well, this is the 30-minute Bollinger Band breach strategy. The time frame, that is my trigger frame. The date the trade actually closed, and then an after shot of what the trade actually looked like, win or lose. And here you can see the risk to rewards. Did it go for a 1-to-1? Did it go for a 1-to-2? Did it go for a 1-to-3? And the result, I log absolutely everything. And you can see I actually started this journal on the 6th of May and we completed it on the 16th of June. Okay, everything is logged. This is what gives me the data. And when I look back through hundreds of trades like this, I see patterns, I see nuances. One of those patterns is that when price comes to my stop, a high percentage of the time it recovers. Not always, obviously, but often enough that the probabilities are in my favor. So as you can see here, when EURGBP dipped into my stop, entering drawdown, I didn't move the stop loss. I didn't close early. I trusted the data. And sure enough, it respected the level and pushed back into profit. Now, that confidence didn't come from me being fearless. It came from having the evidence that this situation plays out more often than not. This is the bit that most traders skip. They either don't journal at all, or they half do it and think it's a waste of time. But journaling isn't just about record keeping, it's about finding the hidden details in your system that otherwise you just wouldn't spot. It gives you insights like when the charts look like this, I've got a higher probability. When price behaves this way, I should avoid it. You know, this setup works 60% of the time, even if it looks uncomfortable in the moment. And that's the gold. That's what gives you confidence. And that's the difference between sabotaging trades and trusting the process. Because when you've done the work and you've got the data like we have in the journal, you don't rely on emotions anymore. You rely on the evidence. Now, why do most traders mess this up? Because human nature hates uncertainty. Seeing a stop loss about to get hit triggers the same fear response as real danger. Your brain screams, get out, because it's wired to avoid pain. Just like in that situation with EURGBP. And if you've grown up with money beliefs like money slips away from me or I can't get this right, that fear is even stronger. That's why people move their stop losses and close early or begin to revenge trade. But journaling rewires that. Instead of trusting your fear, you trust your evidence, and over time that builds discipline. Not because you've magically become more patient, but because you've replaced emotion with data. Now, both of these trades won, but the point isn't look at my green trades. That's not what I'm trying to portray here. The point is that one trade means nothing. Trading is all about probabilities. A casino doesn't care if someone wins on the roulette wheel. They know that over thousands of spins, the house edge always plays out. And trading's no different. Your edge only shows up over hundreds of trades, which means the only thing that matters is whether you followed your process. And ultimately, the only way you know your probabilities is if you journal them. And listen, if you're struggling with trading because you don't have structure, you don't have a routine, and you don't have the confidence to hold trades when it gets uncomfortable, that's exactly what I help traders with inside the Sovereign Trader. It's not about one tip or one indicator. It's about building the full framework, strategy, journaling, discipline, psychology. If you're someone who's serious about turning trading into something consistent, I've dropped a link in the description below this video. Come and book a call with us and let's see if we can help. So here's the takeaway from today. CADJPY showed the discipline to wait and let a clean trade play out, as you can see. EURGBP showed the discipline to hold through that discomfort because my journal gave me the confidence to trust the probabilities. See, discipline isn't willpower, it's built on evidence when it comes to trading. And the evidence comes from what? The evidence comes from your journal. That's why the way I trade works so well for busy professionals. It's structured, it's objective, and it doesn't require you to sit glued to the screens all day. The analysis isn't chaotic, it's methodical, and that's why it works. And why it's teachable. If you found value in this video, please go and hit that like and subscribe. It really does help me keep making this content, especially for the people who need it, new and struggling traders. And drop a comment below. Do you struggle more with holding trades when they test you or waiting for the right setup in the first place? Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.